Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craft Tree, and here we are again with the Folio Fun monthly freebie for 2025, and we are on July. Can't believe that we're into July already. This month it's actually 5 pages long. Normally it's around 4, but I just couldn't fit everything in, and then I had to fill in the empty spots. So this month I've gone with mostly yellows, oranges, and a little bit of brown. So this is the folio front. You could use it either way. And I've just backed it with a paper that's the same as what I made the cover out of. And this is the only page that I backed this month. And I never print borderless on these because there's no need to. I would love it if I could have the back just print out the same, but it's so hard to get them lined up, and everybody's printers are different in that aspect. So that's why I just go with a full page on the back. We've got some tags and a pretty plain pocket, and of course our labels and our French labels. Then we have an envelope, and we've got some butterflies that are in kind of shades of greens and yellows. Got lots of flowers. I did so many of these flowers because I was trying to fill in the spots. I hate printing on a page that's only like half prints out or something. And I probably could have fit a few more little ones in, but the smaller ones were already getting fairly small. But I do like to fill in as much as I can. And then here we've got a bunch of circles, another tag, and I put some leaves in there to use along with the flowers. A couple of postage stamp type things. So I need to cut all this out. There is a bit of fussy cutting this month, a little more maybe than normal, and I've got plans for the circles and lots of the flowers I've got plans for in my head. But you can use these any way you like, whether you make a standalone project or whether you're making a little tab-binded folio journal like what I am doing. So far I'm liking how it's turned out, and we're halfway through, so it's going to be fairly thick when it's done, but it's going to be nice. I think it's going to be nice. Something a little different. That's what I wanted. But let me go and I'll cut all these out, and I'll ink them all, and I'll score the little bit that needs to be scored. And then I'll be back and we'll assemble it the way that I'm going to. And you can assemble it however you. I appreciate everybody that's been posting pictures and whatnot in the Facebook group as well as other groups. I so love seeing what you've made with the freebies that I offer. It makes it all worthwhile. But let me go get this cut out and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got everything cut out and inked, and I've got scored. So let's go ahead, let's start with the easy part first, and let's just glue up this envelope. Got my art glitter glue. So I am going to put some glue here and here, and then I'm going to put some here and here. And then let's make sure that that's glued down really good. So then we have our little envelope. Easy peasy. Let's set that aside. Now for this here, I've got, this is just a scrap piece of paper, and I cut it to fit in here because I'm going to make a belly band. Now my first thought was I was just going to glue a bunch of pieces together. And I thought, maybe it'd be better if it had a little bit of a base. So I'm going to pull out some of the big circles. And I'm just kind of going to divide them up. And I'm going to have them hanging over the edge. But I don't want the belly band to be too even. But I don't want it to be like really, really weird either. So I kind of want them to be sticking out like a little wonky, I guess. I don't know. Okay, let's start gluing these down. Now I'm not going to go along the side there. I cut the circles out using a die cut, being that I had it. Okay, let's take that off. Just in case, I don't want to be gluing anything down to this part. So we'll do it this way. Okay. And you could glue these down, just kind of glue them together. But I just thought it might be a little sturdier if they were onto something. So just grab a scrap piece of paper. So far, making this, I haven't added a lot of other things to it. Like a little bit of lace, a little bit of this, but nothing too major that doesn't come in the kit. And if this turns out as nice as I think it's going to, then I'm actually looking forward to just doing some belly bands like this and having them ready made up for a journal. Now let's get some of the little circles. And when I made these flowers, I kind of made them so they would fit inside of the circles because I wasn't quite sure what I was thinking when I decided that I was going to do something like this. And I did ink the edge of this piece of paper because I thought, well, if it sticks out a little bit, then it'll be okay. Now this is, it's just a scrap piece of paper. Now most of these are going to be sticking out some. I'm sure this type of belly band isn't like something new or anything. I'm sure people have done this before. I did try to make these circles a little bit different color as well. I think adding different shades and stuff gives it a little more dimension. Okay. So there's that. Then we'll take a few different sizes and a few different colors of the flowers. Now I can't really go top or bottom because I don't want it to stick out, but I could like cut it off as well. Like if I put it there, I could cut it off. I guess it wouldn't be the end of the world either if it stuck out just a tiny little bit. Something like that, but then I got some leaves. Thinking we should put put some of those in too, maybe, and they should probably go underneath. Okay, so let's do this. Let's put some leaves down in the different open spots, and then we can place the flowers down kind of on top of the leaves. I think. I hope that works. And we can use different colors leaves. Nothing says it's got to be exactly the same. I added the leaves in as a last minute. I needed to fill in some spots, and I'm like, oh, what could I use? And then I thought, well, leaves always go good. And being that we're doing so many flowers, I got 3 different kinds of leaves. Guess that one there is the one. Am I missing leaves? That I had more leaves than... Guess I only did a few of each, but okay, so we got that one there. Okay, this way we can put in a few different leaves. Add that little bit more color. And then I got some glue sticking out there. And then I need this leaf here, so let's put one of those there. Every flower doesn't necessarily need a leaf. Just something to add a little bit more color. Okay, let's add another purple one in there. Let's put this purple one, let's put it kind of going down. Let me know what you think of these monthly freebies. I've been doing it actually for, I want to say this is my 5th year. Okay, now we can put some of these, fill some of these spots in with some of these flowers. Something like this here. Okay, let's do that. And then we'll see where we're at. If we need to fill in any spots and that type of stuff. I will decide if we're going to trim that off or just leave it. And we can decide that at the last minute. And these are, well, I'm sure you could see, but these look like a crocheted flower. When I'm picking to do one of these and deciding, you know, what graphics I want to use and whatnot, I just kind of pick whatever catches my eye. A lot of the times when I start to make it, I start with the color, deciding what color do I want to do. And then I pick out what I need for the backgrounds. And then I just kind of go from there and change colors of stuff to have it blend in, or the odd thing I want it to stand out. Okay, I like how that's looking so far. Now, we do need to add some butterflies. Why would we not add butterflies? Do we want 3 or do we want 4 butterflies? Maybe just something like that. No, let's... Thinking the butterflies might need something for their bodies. We'll decide that. A little bit of bling or something, maybe. It would certainly make them stand out, that is for sure. But I did not pull any out because I just thought of that now. Okay, one more butterfly. Okay, I'm just going to put you on pause and I'm going to see if I got any bling that might work. Okay, so I've got these here. Now I got these long time ago at the thrift store. And somebody said that these, like, East Indians wear these, or like on their forehead or something. I don't know, but they're very pretty, very decorative. Now I'm thinking, what if we, like this one here is kind of yellows. Now they are quite sticky, but I'm going to glue them down anyways. No, I think that's going to look really nice. So let's put a bit of glue right there. As I say, these are sticky, but oh yeah. What do you think? Whoops, one of these fell off. That's the problem sometimes when we get older stuff. The glue and whatnot like that just doesn't hold up anymore. So hopefully all the others are glued down good. Let's see what else we got here. Something, I don't want the same one on them all, but I don't want one that's really big. How about this one right here? This is in yellows, and let's put some glue on there. Oh, that goes really nice. Love. Good choice. Just going to glue the tip of this wing. Put a little bit of glue right there. There we go. Okay, what else do we got here? Something in... Oh, we got this one here that's an orange. I mean, I've probably had these for like 5 years. And I have not used them very much because, you know, saving them for a rainy day. And 2025 for me is about using stuff up. So let's get stuff used up. they look much prettier on a project than they do sitting on these things. That one there, you know what, that'll be okay. We just used that one. So we can use this one here, or actually, let's do this one right here on this butterfly. I have my last 2 years of projects still, of the yearly projects, and thinking on using them for when I do reach 5,000 subscribers. Okay, so I think that kind of livens it up really nice. Let's move these off to the side. Okay, now I also dug out these because I did think about putting these in the center of the flowers. Now that I've added those, should I still add those? Let's put one down, and then I can always lift it up right away if I really don't like it. Because I did think, yeah, you know, I'll put something in the center of the flowers. I think it'll be okay. Let's go ahead and do this. And I've got a couple different sizes, so they'll work good for the small flowers and the big flowers. And these are fairly flat, so they won't get caught on things. And plus I need to use stuff up. I got tons of bling. I love blingy stuff, but I don't often use the bling. And that's kind of crazy. I do have a couple boho journals in my future. I do want to do some. And I've been collecting stuff. Kim Newberg sent me a whole bunch of blingy stuff. I've got lots of bling bling, like this little bling stuff. But as for like fabric and whatnot, I didn't have a lot. And we'll put a big one up on that one. This is definitely going to be my blingiest folio. Okay, now I actually really like that. And I can see doing a bunch of these in the future. So I'll have to cut out a bunch of circles. And so now I want to place that kind of fairly even, and we're just going to put some glue. I'll glue about 1/4 of an inch top and bottom. And because I've kind of gone over on some, I want to make sure to have it even. I don't want the paper that's underneath, I don't want it showing through. Okay, now then, I'm going to ink this because for now I'm going to leave that because I could chop that off at any point I wanted. Okay, now this, we got these 2 cards are made to go into the envelope. We might do something to those, don't know. So let's just set those aside. Now, the pocket is going to go here, kind of right in the middle. Now, I don't like having the back and fold it in, although it does help your pocket because then you can use up your whole pocket, but I find it adds too much bulk. That's just my personal opinion. But there's probably enough room around this pocket that you could just cut a little flap and leave the little flap on. So there we got glue all the way around. Gonna leave about the same amount of space all around. Now, depending on how you cut, how you fold, I always try, and it's my biggest fear when I make one of these, is everything gonna fit together when I'm putting it together. So this one here is fairly narrow, so it will fit in there. Now, I want to decorate this. What do we got here? We still got some circles, still got some leaves. What? Okay, we do need a month on there somewhere. Let's use this month. And I always use the number too, so we'll try and use that up. And we've got a flower over here. So now when we're decorating, we got to make sure we don't go too close there. Actually, that would look good there. Or maybe this one. No, let's do this one here. Put that there. Let's I guess it doesn't really matter if we cover up a bit of the saying, the French saying. And then how about a flower down there? Okay, let's do that. Leave that one side of the butterfly open. That kind of gives the pocket a little bit of 3D effect, I guess. Because we're going to put it up and over the edge there. We don't want to, okay, should be good there. Okay, let's put this down. What if we make this into a pocket? Let's just do here and here and here. Okay, now let's put this guy on here. Like that. So have you ever seen bling like this? Do you have any bling like that? Like I say, I bought it in the thrift store many years ago. Maybe had used one or two of them. And yeah, they are beautiful. Okay, now let's put this. I'll have to put this just at the right angle so it misses the fold there. down right about like that. Now this one I wanted going up. What if we put it underneath there? Then it won't interfere with my pocket, but it'll still be under the flower. So let's just kind of tuck that in there like that. Just make sure that, okay, that should be good. And then this we could glue there, so we don't want to glue down where my finger is. That's going to go up like that. And let's go ahead and let's just tuck those right in there. That'll work for there. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll put these on the flowers. Being that we've got them on the other flowers, might as well put them on here. And a little one. Just one drop of glue in there is more than enough. And let's go ahead and add one of these over to here. How about if we put this, let's put that bright orange one on there. So we need to turn this away. And carefully take it off. Some of these are like very sticky. I thought I seen a thread hanging there. Let's put that down. And there is that one. Beautiful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, now we want to add these. How about if we somehow do something over here? Let's see, what else do we got? We got some leaves. How about if we do that kind of like that? Got that. And how about if we just put a couple flowers like that? That'll be purely just a decorative thing. Okay, let's do that. Let's start by putting a dab of glue there. Because of the fact we're going to make this kind of weave in between the butterfly wings, we'll glue that together first. Okay. Oh, and then actually, weren't we going to put the leaf underneath it too? So let's Just a little bit of glue there, just to hold it in place. Okay, there we go. Now we can glue all of this down. Make sure you leave a comment on if you're making these folios, or you're making a journal, or just doing like standalone folios for gifts. Okay, there's that. Let's put these two flowers. Actually, I think I got some a little bit smaller. I think we can still make out the July. Sometimes I find myself like I want to layer things up, but I don't want to cover up something else. And really, like, the layering is what gives it so much effect. Maybe that's why excuse me, why I haven't done a snippet roll yet. Okay, well, we might as well put one of these on here as well. We don't want to leave any flowers out. Okay, and then put another little one here. Okay, we better do the butterfly as well. I think we've kind of used all. Actually, use one of these. They're kind of more just clear. But I think, I guess the one's a little bit purplish, but it'll be okay. Glue down there. I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to use all the rest of those for. Okay, so there we've got that. Now, on the front, we could put this, and we got enough stuff here that we could do something. And I don't mind like using everything up. Let's put another one there, and something like that. Got another idea. Hold on. I just gotta grab something that I know is right here on my desk. Got a piece of cheesecloth here. Different shades of browns and oranges. And let's just take a chunk of that. I dyed this. I kind of wiped up stuff with it when I was dyeing one day. Let's see if something like this underneath. A lot of that is going to be covered. So let's see what this is going to be like, just to get an idea before we actually start gluing down. Yep, let's do it. Let's get it down there. Okay, let's put just a real thin layer of glue to hold the cheesecloth down. Okay, and then as I glue things down, it's going to hold this down more and more. So if I put this here, should have put my Velcro on first, and then it would hold it closed. But I think I want to put the Velcro here. Now when I do cheesecloth, I try to put on a little bit more. Let's put our Velcro on now. Let's put this one over here. And if I didn't tell you yet, I love these little Velcro dots. They work great for closures, and you don't really see them really good, which is kind of a bonus. And I put the Velcro together. Whoops. Crash, bang, boom. And now I'm going to hold that cheesecloth because I don't want it to get caught under there. And let's just hold that down for a second. And then I'm going to carefully pull it apart because the glue's not dry yet. Just make sure that there's no glue around it. Close that up. Now it'll stay closed while I'm doing this. Let's put this on there. We'll add a little bit extra glue because of the cheesecloth. And it kind of goes through the cheesecloth and into the paper below it. And always give it a little extra second to grab, so I'll push it down a little more. Actually, let's open this up. Actually, that won't make a difference because it's this side that's got the little bulky. And this one is going to go kind of beside that. Let's put it down a bit. Hold that down. And then we've got this one there. Now, did I have the two big ones here? Oh, that was supposed to go underneath. Well, that's okay. Maybe we'll just add an extra flower. What else do we got here? Sure, let's add an extra flower on there. Just to help cover up this label. Not that it really needs to be covered up. I just wanted it partly hidden is all. Put that at a bit of an angle. Again, hold it down that little tiny bit. And now let's go ahead and add these flowers. I guess I used up all the butterflies. I was going to say, oh, I could add a butterfly on the front here, but don't got any more of those. Got to remember to add that yet, though. I wonder if I should add a smaller, 2 different sizes of flowers. Tried to make all the flowers like different shades, just so then it kind of adds a little bit more dimension, I think. If they're not all exactly the same. And then we could add that there, and then the little one up over here. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. And then the little one up over there. Okay. And of course we need to add these. One little drop of glue. There's one. These things can take kind of a while to add and stuff, but well worth it. And actually just adding a couple pieces of bling can make all the difference in a project. It doesn't even have to be blingy, just something that kind of stands out. Got this. Wipe up the glue from around there. And one more. Not even sure where I got these bling, probably in a big bag of stuff somewhere. I'm a sucker for bling and lace. I have so much lace, but I love lace and I need to use it more. Okay, so there is the front of that. Let's open it up carefully. Open this up. Now these go in here. And my thought for this is to slide it behind here. And then that is there. We could... Let's just add a leaf and a flower on the back here, just for something to do. And we have extras, so let's just add that here. Still give this writing space. A flower right at the top. And of course we'll need to put a little white blingy thing on there. There, we got that thing almost half gone already. I've been bad for... Oh no, I don't want to use that up. I've only got a few of them. And, you know, like these body things, chances of finding those again are pretty slim. But something else will come along to take its place. And we got that in there, so we got a few leftover pieces. I'm kind of liking that. What do you think? Let's go ahead and close this up. And now we get to put it into our journal here. So we need to put 3 onto this one. Yep, 3 onto this one. So let's kind of line this up. So far, it's worked out good that I put the right number of the fabrics down, etc. I always take an extra precaution to just really think about it and plan it out in my head. So then that way I get it right. And one more. And by laying them down like this, it kind of gives me an idea of where to put the little piece of fabric. Okay, now this is going to go here. And then these 2 are going to come up and over. And these 3 will be for the next month. Okay, so when I do this part, I want to make sure that I don't pull these up tight. But I want them tight enough that, you know, it's going to hold. But I don't want it too tight that it's going to make the journal, you know, try to flap open too easily. I don't know if that made sense, but it made sense to me when I was saying it. Okay, let's put that up there. So I try to hold it on this side because in that way it gives that a little extra. Okay, let's just glue this down here on the end. I do find the art glitter glue works just fine for this type of stuff. Let's just snip that one off. Let's make sure we got that one to the end. Okay, there we go. Let's double check in here, make sure we got these glued. This one could use a little bit more on the end. The glue doesn't go all the way to the end, it just means that the last few are going to fray, which is okay. So there we have July. Coming along pretty good. Like this one here, I think I did a little too tight. So since then I've been really cautious of what I'm going to do. So we got January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. And I see this one here is not glued all the way to the end. So let's fix that right now. And you know what? These look so good on there. Let's put a purple one. Yes, I'm going to use a purple one. Purple's my favorite color. And let's go ahead and let's put a purple one right onto here just because I like that so much. And there's no reason why we can't go back and add different things. Oh, that is so beautiful. That goes so nice with that butterfly. Okay, back to the project at hand. So there is our July. Now when we go to open these, it's very easy because we just reach in there, pull open and there we have access to whatever we're doing, whatever month we want to use, etc. Close it up, flip the page. We can open the next one. And I never just grab it and rip it open. I always open them very carefully. So there's June. And then, of course, now we have July. Once the glue sits and dries, then we're good. So there we have July. Hope you enjoyed the freebie. Now you can go over and grab these on Coffee. They come in PDF or JPEG formats, all in a nice little bundle for you. So you just have one zip file and you get both the PDF and the JPEG, and you're ready to assemble. Hope you enjoyed July's Folio Fun. Check out the links below. You can get all the other these Folio Fun on Coffee as well as some of my previous freebies. You just have to check back on some of the videos, and there's links. I always post a Coffee link in the video description. And just go there, and if you have trouble finding them, just do a search or just message me and I'll help you find it. Check out the Facebook group, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.